me to welcome you to the new podcast, episode number 133. My name is Steven. I am joined as always by producer extraordinaire, my man,
Yo,
Kelly. Let's get to it.
I did it. I finally got my yo as loud as your voice.
Nice.
On the little synthesizer thing.
Yo on the scale has broken the parameters.
I got it all this time. How many episodes was that?
133.
100. I nailed it.
Nailed it. Like Scott Hall himself from the NWO. Hey yo.
Yo. See, I was quiet again.
Yeah. Try it. We'll try it. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect.
Do that.
What a week we've had of sports. Huge UFC going down last night. Massive Bellator went down on Friday to end their calendar year for 2021. We're almost through it, man. December 2021. Are we any better with this COVID stuff? Doesn't look like it.
I think mentally we are.
Yeah.
I think mentally we're over it.
Mentally, I'm the exact same way. I don't give a shit. Omicron, Delta, Omega Crom, fucking Optimus Prime. I don't give a shit anymore. Like, just people are gonna die and people are gonna get sick. I'm just so over this fucking crap.
Okay, we're getting fully vaccinated, and that was supposed to be the cure, and that's what we're supposed to be waiting for. Now it's just ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the dumbest thing about it too is they're like, oh, well, you know what I mean? In order to get into Canada, you need some pretty strict, unless you're coming from the States, which unfortunately the States have now added. So now, if you want to go down there, we need to get tested again, for fuck's sakes. But all these rules are in place, so the spread isn't supposed to happen, but the spread is still happening.
Yeah.
So why do we have these stupid rules in place? Like I said, I'm not against rules, and I'm not anti-vax or any of this, but it's just, you know what I mean, in order to come into Canada, it's pretty strict rules for your testing, but there's tons and tons of Omicron in Canada now.
Yeah, no, it should be about controlling the virus, not the people. So what you do is you give the individual who owns the businesses the right to say, hey, we've got a mask mandate, and that can be enforceable. But if other businesses don't want it, that's fine too. And if you don't want to wear a mask, you don't have to shop at the shops that have the mask mandate. And don't get all fucking pissy about it, because that's, they're scared. That's fine. And I think just get the vaccinations going, and if people choose not to get it, that's on them too. Exactly.
It's just so unfortunate. I'm just so over this crap.
Yeah. What more are we gonna do? Is it just gonna be like the kids indoctrinated into this world of fear from the COVID? Like, you can't do anything, can't breathe on each other. Like it's just so fucking. It's scary for like the little kids.
I could imagine.
Because they're being taught to be scared of everything, basically, of other people.
It's one of those things too where we're we have like this blanket response to treat the healthy, when we should just be treating the sick.
Yeah,
we shouldn't. The healthy people can go about their business and do their thing. The sick people, need the care.
Yeah,
or the immunocompromised, that type of shit, and. It's just super unfortunate. I was thinking about it the other day too, Kelly. Like with TV shows, like especially like cartoons, like like Bob's Burgers, on The Simpsons, or South Park. I know it's kind of South Park is always up to date, and they've dabbled with it a little bit too. Are we going to see these shows now have kind of like the new normal of what we see, or are they going to just just say fuck it and just go keep the world the way it was before?
Yeah, like have the people wear masks in the show.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Having people wearing masks in TV shows.
That'd be too much.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, do they go with that? Eventually, as time keeps rolling on, do they go with that, or do we create this world that it that it doesn't exist, and that we're still 2019? Do you know what I mean? What an age! What a year that was, 2019.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
It really was, wasn't it? I know. It really was, but So, speaking of going back 2019, talk about a little bit. I went to a concert this week. I'll break down that at the end of the show here. Had an absolute blast. A real blast from the past. Nostalgia feels of going to a metal concert in downtown Vancouver. Then sprinkle in some COVID stuff with you on that one.
You went to a concert?
Yeah, it was an absolute blast. Like I said, I'll talk about that later. On. Gonna talk some video games, and we're gonna get to reviewing the reviews.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
They let people jump out of planes.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking risky.
You are hilarious, Kelly. What are the odds of jumping out of a plane to dying as opposed to catching COVID? I don't know,
happens. Man. It definitely happens.
Oh, no, it totally does.
I wonder how many people die per year.
That's a great. Look it up, man. Look it up. Absolutely, there's got to be a stat on that. How many people die from skydiving a year? Or I think you got to blanket it all in, like people who are doing base jumping, people who are doing skydiving, people who are doing bungee jumping. If you kind of all the falling sports, the falling sports. I'm not gonna put rock climbers into that same one just because they're not supposed to fall. Falling isn't a part of the whole thing.
Globally, 684 people a year.
It's not that bad. That's pretty low. Globally, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But still,
interesting argument.
Do like
they pay for
dangerous shit. You know what I mean? They let people take risks in other areas, but they will not let people take risks. And I know the theory behind it. You don't want to create more variants and shit like that, but it's happening. Yeah,
they're happening whether we do it or not.
With all the lockdowns, with all the precautions, they're happening. So
exactly.
Now we got to deal with that.
I think that's what I was saying since day one. Is you just got to let this. All the precautions aren't really doing anything. They're just slowing it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, can we just get this over with, ripping it off with a Band-Aid?
Apparently, that new variant is supposed to be less dangerous.
Yeah, just easily transmissible, but not as dangerous. Exactly.
Give everybody that shit, and then they got the fucking immunity for COVID.
It's not that dangerous. It's all the stock market now. The stock market's controlling COVID.
Everybody wants Omicron or whatever.
Exactly. Omicron, because there's a cryptocurrency called Omicron.
Oh, really?
And it went up 1,200%.
That's hilarious. It's wait a minute, there's a new variant. It's contagious, but it's not that dangerous.
It's called Bitcoin.
Let's deal with that one. It's called Bitcoin.
No, because that's what's been happening. With the new variants, they're worried about lockdown, so everyone's selling their stocks.
That'd be hilarious. The next one is called Bitcoin. Bitcoin variant.
Bitcoin variant.
The Bitcoin variant is skyrocketing. Oh, shit.
Bottom line, like I said, there's rules are in place, but I think we just got to push through. I've been saying that for weeks and weeks and weeks. We can't go backwards. We got to push forwards here, people. And take it for what you want. I'm not a crazy person. I'm just tired of this shit.
Mental health is just as important.
Of course. How many people have killed themselves recently over this shit? Yeah. You know what I mean? Of how many people have died from not being able to get surgery that they desperately needed? Mm-hmm. Where are those numbers?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How many people have died from from not wanting to go to the hospital? You know what I mean? Putting off going to the hospital. I kind of don't feel great, but I honestly don't want to go to the hospital.
Yeah, you might get COVID.
Yeah, because I don't want to get COVID at the hospital or be stuck there for fucking longer than they used to be, even when it already was long before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then boom, the dude dies of a heart attack, right?
Yeah, so many X-rays, everything, CT scans, put off.
I wasn't feeling good, about a month or so ago. I wasn't feeling good. I go to the hospital locally here, and the lineup was fucking around the corner. So I'm like, I feel a lot better now. I'm just gonna go home. Sure enough, I started feeling bad again, and so during the day I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital during work hours. 9 hours later, I just found out that I was, out of shape and overweight. I didn't know you could be diagnosed with that. I'd call it well-fed, Doc. I'm blaming it on fucking coffee creamer. I like the fancy coffee creamer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The super sugary shit you buy, the liquid stuff. You know what I mean?
And Slurpees.
And Slurpees, love me some Slurpees. It's just pure sugar is what all these things are. So I'm attributing to that, and to my lack of working out, which is zero. 0%. 0.1%. Because getting out of bed is a workout. Without further ado, though, let's talk some MMA news. I think the biggest announcement of this week will be a 155-pound title eliminator, where Islam Makhachev will be taking on the ever-so-dangerous Beneil Dariush. February 27th, it'll be going down. I don't know if it'll be a headliner. I'm going to assume they haven't really announced the card. I'm going to assume it's going to be like a co-main event of a UFC title fight. And I like it. You know what I mean? I know that Makhachev is getting a ton of hype and a ton of push from very influential dudes like Daniel Cormier and from Khabib Nurmagomedov. So I'm not against the dude getting the push, because he is beating everybody up in front of him. He's on one hell of a streak right now at 155. Definitely a top 5 fighter in the division. Only his only loss was back in 2015 against Adriano Martins. And that was his very, very first loss. Who even is this? Let's go down the rabbit hole and let's do some 6 degrees of separation here of Adrian Martins, who is holy moly on one hell of a losing streak right now. That was his last win, was against Islam.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
That's funny.
He weird. Actually got knocked out by Donald Cerrone before that. He got head kicked by Donald Cerrone.
Donald Cerrone is one of those guys, though, like, at any given day, he could beat anybody, but he could also lose to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. Like, he's either on point or he's completely off.
I don't know why this guy just name doesn't ring a bell to me. I don't know why. He even fought Jorge Gurgel, George Gurgel in Strikeforce. He's fought a lot in the Jungle Fights organization down in Brazil. Lost to Francisco Trinaldo. He's got a win over Luis Santos. He actually fought in Dream as well. Lost in Dream. One of his first fights in Brazil was against Gleison Tibau as well, which he also lost. So he's fought a lot of dudes. He fought Darren Cruikshank. It's kind of weird, but then here we go. See, he loses a close split decision against Leonardo Santos, who just fought last night. And Raging Cajun Johnson, he got knocked out by, and then he ends up going to Global Fights where he lost, and now Future FC. I don't even know where there's no information on Future FC, and it was out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. But interesting that he does have the 6 degrees of separation with Islam here, and having the win over Raging Cajun Johnson. So not only do they have 6 degrees of separation, they do have a lot of 6 degrees of separation with some different fighters also fighting. With Islam getting the knockout over Gleison Tibau. Going on one hell of a tear. I think Drew Dauber, was obviously one of his biggest wins. Drew Dauber was hot as well. And, he finished him. Beating Thiago Moses was a big one, too. Thiago Moses was beating everybody up. And then, obviously, the huge win over Dan Hooker. All finishes. That's the thing. His last 3 fights, that's what the UFC wants. They want to see finishes. Islam Makhachev's last 3 fights have all been submissions, which is huge. With Drew Dauber, Thiago Moses, and Dan Hooker, very, very tough dudes. Even Thiago Moses, I think that was his first loss in a very, very long time as well. No, he's actually now lost to Yoel Alvarez as well, so he's kind of been on a skid as of late. As I guess when you come across this dude, I guess it's just what happens.
Gleison Tibau, he was like a human sponge, man. Like, you'd fucking blow up so big for the fight.
Oh, big time! It's crazy. He's still doing it, man. He's still doing it at PFL.
Like I don't know how the fuck. What weight is he fighting at right now?
170 now.
Okay, that's a little bit bigger, right?
Yeah.
He was like 155, and then the next day he's like 215 pounds.
Oh, exactly.
Like GSP, like bigger.
Oh, absolutely. Weight cutting to the extreme. I don't know how the hell this dude does it.
Yeah. Even Rumble, when he was like smaller, he was skinnier.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He didn't blow up like he did until he got started going up in weight class or missing weight. So I don't know how that guy does it, man.
Had a bad run in UFC. His 4 losses before getting his walking papers. Moving over to Golden Boy Promotions, where it was Chuck Liddell versus Tito. Then getting a win over Will Brooks, who most people do beat him. Losing again to a nobody in PFL, but then getting the split decision win over Rory McDonald, and then Micah Terrell. And, finding a home in PFL and getting it done in PFL.
Rory McDonald needs to hang it up, man.
Yeah, mentally just doesn't got it.
To hang it up, but he just doesn't know when to do it.
No, unfortunately, he doesn't. You know what I mean? He's not doing his brain any favors. I think he needs to go off into the sunset, become a coach, teach what he knows, and it's depressing, honestly, to see him, because he's a local guy. I've seen him fight live, and cheered for him many a time. Just sad to see the road he's gone down, especially in that fight against Gleison Tebow. He didn't look good. He didn't look good at all.
And he had lots of amazing fights, against Natural Born Killer, Carlos Condit, Robbie Lawler,
BJ Penn. I think was that one fight where he looked amazing in.
Yeah,
he looked amazing against BJ Penn.
I also think that was at the end of BJ's career, but he did look really, really good.
Still, he pieced him up and looked really good on his feet. Didn't need to use his wrestling, which is a strong point.
Yeah.
But a dude who's going to use his wrestling, come February will be, Islam Makhachev against another very, very strong wrestler in Dariush. I don't know, what kind of game plan you come up for a fight like that against a very tough dude. We've been talking nothing but Islam's all his credentials and how awesome he is. But Beneil Dariush is a dude he's just somehow made it basically to this position. From going out on a shield and just slugging it out with dudes. And it's just one of those things where two dudes who are hot as hell right now are gonna clash, and it's gonna be a great fight. I think it's deservingly so for both dudes. But let's just take a look at here the Dariush's run, obviously with his hugest win as of late, against Tony Ferguson. That was a huge beatdown for him. And his Wikipedia page is all fucked up. All right, let's just go there. At least the record is there. Yeah, he's coming off a huge, and another guy who's got 6 degrees of separation with Islam. He's also has a win over Thiago Moses. Also has a win over Drew Dober. And obviously the hugest win over Tony Ferguson, Carlos Ferreira. That was a huge win as well. Scott Holzman was a big win. Drakkar Klose as well. So I'd almost say that Dariush has had the harder run getting to this point right now. He has got a 2 KO. He got a KO loss to Alexander Hernandez and a flying knee to Edson Barbosa. Interesting. Yeah, he got neck cranked by Michael Chiesa. Very interesting. I'm very excited for this fight, though, to have so we can know who's going to fight for the belt after the fight with Poirier and Charles Oliveira coming up next weekend. So we'll know who is going to be challenging for that title. It'll either be Beneil Dariush or Islam Makhachev. It should be awesome. Moving right along, speaking of Edson Barbosa, he has had his challenger been announced, and it will be Bryce the Hillbilly Mitchell, March 5th. I'm announcing a bunch of fights coming up for March now as well, Kelly. I like this one just because it's the classic bout of 100% striker versus 100% a grappler. Bryce Mitchell, I think, just getting back in the UFC because he was super against COVID. He was against masks. He's against the vaccine. Obviously, no shocker to that. The dude who is quite the redneck. Will be challenging Edson Barbosa in one hell of a tilt at 155, and I like it. I would like to see how they stack up because I think Edson Barbosa is going to be much bigger than Bryce Mitchell. Mitchell, doing awesome in the grappling, but he's kind of we haven't seen him recently here, and I don't know. It's going to be tough. I know that Barbosa he's always had a hard time against the grapplers. Kelly, historically, if unless he can land something flashy, I think it's going to be a long night for him, and he's going to dude who does get tired out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bryce Mitchell still undefeated. Last few wins have been just decisions against Charles Rosa and Andre Fili. When was his last fight? Yeah, his last fight was October 31st, 2020. Fought twice in 2020. He hasn't fought this year at all, so this will be his first fight of the year, too. Almost, over a year on the shelf. So that's going to be interesting as well. His biggest name to date that he'll be fighting will be Edson Barbosa. Tough one to call, though, Kelly. I got to go with Edson Barbosa. With him taking it in a slugfest. Who do you think takes this one, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ed.
Yeah,
sorry,
Barbosa. Yeah, nice. Moving right along here. Speaking of COVID, 2 UFC fighters fall ill, and it's just typical COVID. COVID being COVID, affecting one dude very seriously and not affecting the other dude. Matt Brown and Diego Sanchez both testing positive for COVID. Matt Brown having unfortunately being pulled from his fight, and has no effects at all. Doesn't feel anything at all, has no symptoms. Where the exact opposite, Diego Sanchez is in the hospital with pneumonia and blood clots in his lungs. How do we see this affecting the dude, making his return, to bare knuckle, to combat sports, going to the bare knuckle fighting championship? How much is this going to derail his career? What money does this guy even having coming in? And now he's in a hospital in America with COVID. I don't know if he has any insurance coverage. And does he have any money in the bank to even pay for this type of thing? And to further holding back his career, moving into into the next chapter of his life, with bare knuckle or with Triller or something like that. Who knows?
I heard Joe Rogan injected him with horse steroids. And he's fine.
Dr. Joe Rogan, as he's been called by Dana White. Dana White also testing positive for COVID, and the first person he called wasn't his doctor. It wasn't the UFC health medical team. It was Dr. Joe Rogan was the first person he called. I don't know if he was being serious about this, but he feels fine. After the fact, obviously he wasn't at the UFC event this Saturday. He said he feels fine, and he wanted to thank Dr. Joe Rogan.
All right. Well,
I think it's like one of those things where, I could sell you a rock, that keeps tigers away. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here, sell you this rock for $1,000. You don't see any fucking tigers, do you? I think no matter what, you're going to be okay, Dana. All the horse steroids that are pumping through your veins have made it so nothing's going to get you.
Yeah, he'll be good.
He'll be good. I'm totally joking. Dana White is definitely not on steroids. He's on something, though.
Just HGH.
Yeah, exactly. HGH, exactly.
Same difference, though.
Same difference. I hope for a speedy recovery for Diego Sanchez, though. Like I said, I feel sorry for the dude because I don't know how this is affecting him, especially, physically and mentally, obviously, because, this has got to be a huge burden on his bank account. What comes next for Kamaru Usman? Could we see Leon Edwards skyrocketing to the title bout here? New news coming out this weekend, also by Dana White when he made his announcement that he doesn't have COVID anymore and he's feeling good. Is that Leon Edwards has a game plan. What that game plan will be, no one knows. The rumor is that it will be against Kamaru Usman for the belt. We will see the rematch. The only dude to beat Leon Edwards was Usman. And it could be it. Or do we see, Jorge Masvidal taking on Leon Edwards again? I think that one makes sense because it doesn't look, if you follow Jorge Masvidal on social media, it looks like he is training again. So could the injury not have been as severe as we thought? And could we see that fight finally happen for a good eliminator with that one? Or do we see Usman versus Leon Edwards? Or do we see a third option, which no one knows about? Could we see maybe Leon Edwards take on Conor McGregor in the UK or something like that? Could we see something crazy like that? Who knows? I know there has been a lot of Conor McGregor calling out right now, especially with Conor McGregor looking extremely jacked and extremely bulked up, masked up. Is this new Conor McGregor kind of starting to go on a rant as well? Like, everyone's calling him out. Everyone and their dog is calling him out.
Speaking of HGH, that's what Conor's fucking just funneling into himself. He has a classic HGH puppy face.
He totally does. His head is huge now.
And HGH is supposed to help you recover from broken bones and shit faster as well. So he's definitely taking it. He's like all puffed out like Papa the Sailor Man.
He totally does. His face looks totally different. Yeah, that one picture of him, he looks like Alan Belcher. Did you see him last week? And last weekend he won his boxing debut.
No,
he was in bare knuckle a few months ago, and then he's moved over to actual boxing.
Yeah,
he is super huge right now, and the exact same thing. His face is gigantic. And he's did the same thing. He's got a beard, which isn't helping. He looks absolutely gigantic. He's boxing at heavyweight.
Does he have like a little bit of a belly?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that happens too. Like, I guess when you do HGH, some muscles on the inside of your stomach grow, and it kind of protrudes your stomach, and it's just weird. I don't know.
He's huge.
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt Conor's on anything. I I want to see him come back so he can get his ass kicked. That's the only thing. I think the whole world does the same thing. So that's my vote. I'm going to go totally outside the box, and it'll be Conor McGregor versus Leon Edwards.
Just because you want to see his ass.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
Nice.
But I'm saving the best for last here, Kelly. The biggest fight announcement this week will be Alexander the Great Volkanovski taking on Max Blessed Holloway 3. Coming down in March. Everything has been signed. Just the official date has not been released. We're gonna see it. It was bound to happen. They couldn't deny Max Holloway the third shot. They definitely couldn't deny it to him. He's beating up everyone else they're giving to him. He lost to Poirier at 155. Hasn't beaten up absolutely everybody else they put in front of him. It just makes sense. They can't deny him another title shot. As much as the fans don't want to see it, I don't want to see it. We're gonna have to see it. You can't keep it from the dude.
Yeah.
Has he come back better? Who knows? Has he kind of beaten his CTE problem? I think he has. I think he's kind of got some kind of special treatment, whether it be medicinal or whether it be some kind of other kind of scientific treatment. I think he is past it. And, maybe Volkanovski's taking his foot off the gas pedal. That's not like him to do it. But, after his big win over Ortega, and, he's had some time off. He did the show and had some time off. And now, we'll see him take on Max Holloway in March. Should be very interesting. Placing your bets, though, Kelly. Can Max finally beat him in the third bout?
Probably not.
Yeah, I know. It's it's tough to bet against Max.
I would say I'd give him a puncher's chance, but Max not like a knockout artist.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even give him that.
In a grind out fight, it's just one of those fights where whoever gets the most, it'll be like 250 punches to 251.
Yeah.
And you're going to get you're going to get the benefit for the champion when it comes to those close fights, and I think it's a perfect example of this. Either way, we'll find out. I'm going. I don't know. It's tough. Exactly. It's tough to, you want to go with what history says, but I think Max is going to come back hungry as he's ever been. Because this is really his last shot.
Hope so.
Yeah, let's.
I like Max.
Me too. Yeah, fighting for a fourth time for the belt, losing it just because you're beating up everybody else.
Yeah. He's a personality.
He is. Yeah, exactly. Nice dude.
Yeah.
What about working out shit? You got any workout news you want to fill us in with, Kelly?
No, just keeping the grind going. Started lifting heavier weight again. Feeling pretty good.
Nice.
I got some bands for my gym now, as well as the weights. So I use those for like flies and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's been going really good.
Nice.
My injuries are almost gone. I'm still a little bit sore, but I'm still working through them. But mostly better. And I think probably by the end of the year, I think I'll be 100%. I'm hoping.
Oh, nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm feeling good.
Nice. Good to hear. My workout news is 0, nothing. I'm sitting on the couch, eating chips. Love me some chips.
I haven't been doing any cardio still.
Yeah.
It's all just like weight training.
I'm thinking what we should do is we should get together like once a week, and because I got boxing gloves and I have like the punching pads. Mm-hmm. We should get together and hit the bag.
Wink.
Not that bag. No, actually, it's something to think about.
Yeah, man.
Throwing it out there. Go for like a forest run and hit the bag or something like that. I used to always, when I was younger, I used to always meet up with this huge dude and wink. No, we would do like grappling in the forest and that type of thing, and just be quiet. It was fun, but he definitely was out of my weight class, and then I ended up getting, as sometimes it happens when you're not grappling properly. You twist your knee or you get your foot stepped on sideways or something like that.
Yeah.
Wink.
That's like if you punch wrong too, you twist your wrist.
Big time.
Out for a long time.
Alrighty. Well, wraps up the news there. Back by popular demand, reviewing the reviews. Going back to McDonald's. No one pissed me off this week. That would be anything notable in my normal piss-offness. Going back to McDonald's here. Going to North Dakota here. And this one here is Bismarck, North Dakota. On a one-road street in a one-horse town in northern America, the North Midwest, where nobody lives. You might as well call it Canada Junior, because you guys got nothing to do down there, just like in Saskatchewan and Alberta, which are just below. Shithole, really. It's the only way you can. It's the only way. You don't have a football team. You got nothing.
Imagine like Alberta, like you get snow and there's no hills.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, what do you do? There's nothing to do.
If you don't hunt, fish,
or work on an oil rig.
Yeah, or like into like riding snowmobiles. Taking on our sled this weekend. Yeah, that's fun. Getting frostbite. Fucking hilarious. Sounds like a joy to me. Anywho's, this one here in Bismarck does have, it's got a lot of reviews, as I wouldn't be surprised by, people that love eating shitty fast food in these places. 3.7 stars out of 1.3 thousand reviews. And what's also not surprising is how much these people like it, and how many reviews are for it.
Oh my god, best hamburgers I've ever eaten in my life.
This is going here, Kelly. They're taking pictures of the lineup. Like, what in perspective? What is this? This doesn't mean shit to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean shit. Like, the lineup looks long. Okay, yeah. Sometimes it's busy. Then don't go.
Yeah.
If you see the lineup's huge, I don't go. Or maybe I'll go in.
I know, it's so funny when they blame the lineup on the business.
Yeah.
It's like,
they're too busy.
I told people to come here.
It's too fucking busy for my liking. That's their fault?
Oh, bad.
This is a perfect example. This guy's a dumbass. KN, 24 reviews, 12 photos, 3 stars, 5 months ago. And they had super terrible service, and they gave him 3 stars still. That's above average, you dumbass. Wait in line for at least 30 mins. I even ordered online just to get to the speaker, then another 20 minutes after that to get to the window. They should at least have someone on the app letting people know how long the wait is going to be. And it seems Like they only had one employee working, but the food was hot and they were very nice. Okay, that's the reason why I got the 3 stars. I love it. I'm just gonna take pictures of the lineup. I'm gonna take pictures of red lights, everyone's brake lights.
How long did he say he waited?
A total of 50 minutes now.
That's a while.
Yeah.
For fast food, yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But like I said, I wouldn't have went through the drive-through. That's just lazy. If you pre-order, just go in.
If you see a long line, drive down the street and go to the next one.
I understand that. I guess because they were kind of hemmed in there because they did order online, but then don't go through the drive-through. I don't know if they did, because how could their food have been hot and ready if they ordered online?
Yeah. Shit
would have been sitting there. Here we go. We got 2 newbie reviews, both 1-star, Kelly, back to back. I wonder if they're related. Let's find out. VC1 review and new podcast newbie review. 1-star, 2 weeks ago, very recent. I have gone to this located. Okay. I have gone to this located McDonald's.
Nice.
Okay. I think you want to say McDonald's location.
This located
McDonald's. Like you're trying to sound smart and you just sound like an absolute moron. Multiple occasions, and every time I order what I wish. Okay, we order what you wish. Weird wording. Okay. Somehow they make the wrong order, or the staff are not knowledgeable about the menu. Yeah, they're not. It's McDonald's, dude. How can you not?
I sure wish I had a Big Mac at this located McDonald's.
I went to McDonald's the other day, and the lady was like pointing at in the drive-thru. She's pointing in the drive-thru what she wants. So I was like, "What are you doing?"
Pictures.
I'll take one of those.
Do you have a picture menu?
Just the last time. Okay, this is so weird. Staff aren't knowledgeable of the menu. Sure they aren't. Just this last time, the staff who was working the drive-thru was very disrespectful when taking my order. Couldn't get the drive-thru person to stay focused on the order aspect of it. The order aspect of the order. Okay, very interesting. I choose to take my business elsewhere from now on. The location has way too many hiccups, and I would suggest something should be done about it. Good suggestion.
I would like a cheeseburger. Hey, cool, but have you tried DMT?
Sure, I'll take some of that too. Fries with your DMT?
Have you played the new Call of Duty? I want fries. Yeah, but have you played the new Call of Duty?
Pretty good, bro. Check me out. Check out my stream on Twitch. I'll upgrade your meal for free if you promise you'll subscribe tonight.
I like a McFlurry. Would you like to hear my mixtape?
Sure.
He starts rapping.
I know. I don't got it here, but here's what it is, bro. I'm gonna lay down a few tracks for you. So buckle up.
Just an island boy. I'm an island boy.
Roll up your window and just drive backwards. I don't need McDonald's anymore.
Oh shit!
That guy gets 1 star. Terrible review. You know what I mean? You gotta get more reviews underneath your belt, man. 1 star from the show here, man. You really sucked at that one. Really sucked. And the best part about it, typical American fashion, you tried to sound smart, and you came out extremely stupid. Well done. Well done.
You can make skits out of these reviews.
Absolutely, you could. You plays. RC, 1 review, 1 star a month ago. Says they're open 24/7. Have gone there twice, and this isn't the case. Leaving this review so people don't waste their time going. Late at night. Okay. Period. Too many periods there. Both times, have been after midnight, since they are one of the only places supposedly open. They should just update their errors. This review isn't reflecting the kind staff members who happen to be there to tell me they aren't open. Though I don't know why they have someone staffed there overnight just to tell people they aren't open, by the way. Corporate shouldn't make their employees deal with that. That is weird.
No, it's true though, because they close down for about 1 hour.
Of course,
night,
yeah.
Even if they're 24 hours. I guess in some super busy locations, I don't know, maybe they clean one grill at a time. But they clean all the shit and like redo the vats and all that shit. So even though it says 24 hours, I think between like 3 and 4 a.m., they're actually closed. Like they're not going to serve you anything.
Oh, of course, yeah. They got to clean up. They got to clean this shit up. Makes sense. Yeah, I guess maybe exactly like you're saying, like 1 hour during the week, they have to be closed. Just, you know what I mean, at a certain time, and they just pick that time.
But they should, like, corporate should update it. Like, I bet you they take so much abuse every single day.
Oh, absolutely. Then if someone comes in the next day.
Yeah.
You guys were closed yesterday. I want free food.
Yeah, exactly.
You ruined my daughter's life.
23 hours a day ain't bad.
That ain't bad at all. This is... I can't even make out these pictures. Like, someone's just taking picture after picture after picture from, like, a super far distance from the parking lot to the McDonald's. Like, the one picture you can't even make it out that's McDonald's. Like, why are you taking pictures like this? What's wrong with you?
Creepy.
This is an interesting one, too. It's very odd. And this person clearly has mental problems. SM, 468 reviews, 1,266 photos. This complete psycho has done, Kelly. I can tell why. They just take a picture of anything. 4 stars 2 years ago. At least this McDonald's got my order right, and it didn't take all day. I don't know when buffalo sauce was dissipated. Okay, I don't think that was the word you're looking for. Dissipated. When buffalo sauce was dissipated. I don't even know what they're getting at there. Maybe when buffalo sauce was like removed from the menu. It will be surely missing. Okay, I think you mean missed. Okay. But, great service, guys. Keep up the good work. You are officially better than the other 100 McDonald's I've been to.
He's talking about, like, buffalo sauce, like it's like oil, like it's just drying up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no more buffalo sauce.
It's dissipated.
But I can't drill that shit out of the earth no more. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, man.
What
good
a
stuff.
weird...
I know, very weird review. Very
weird
well done.
vocabularies out there.
Very, I know, 5 stars for just being very confusing. 5 stars, well done.
Like, don't get me wrong, I have a hard time pronouncing shit, but at least I know what I'm trying to say.
Of course, I'm no Shakespeare, but these people fucking take the cake. They make me seem like Shakespeare. Here's a good one. WT, 3 reviews, 1 star a month ago. Going to this McDonald's, be prepared to pay your meal price, but not get your entire meal or the right items. At this point, not I ever go again.
Not I ever go again.
And then probably not in parentheses. Probably not. I'm just gonna handle them some money and say, give me what you got because I never get what I want.
All right then.
Gonna handle them some money. And just say, throw it in there. Fuck me up.
You know, technically, if he orders whatever, he's still doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Because he's still getting whatever.
Yep, I think that's exactly what they want. Exactly.
Yeah, they broke you, sir. They won. They own you.
I'm gonna... Someone loving the BTS meal.
BTS meal.
And the new one is the, up here in Canada with all the... Justin Bieber Timbiebs. That's the new thing. No, I know. Apparently people are buying even the Timbiebs boxes for $20 a pop online.
Good.
I know. I have one at work, so I'm thinking of selling it.
Just fucking everybody should waste their money, especially before Christmas. And it's fucking cake balls. That's what they are. They're fucking balls of cake.
Yeah,
I've seen lineups around the block for for these fucking balls of cake. What's wrong with people?
I know.
Like, COVID has people tripping.
Straight tripping.
No cap.
All right, finalize it here. This one here, Kelly. Just being really good. North Dakota, you did it good, man. You renewed the McDonald's wackiness. Here we go. DR 15 reviews, 1 star, 3 months ago. My mom is usually very nice to people and was in a good mood today, but she asked for no middle bun, and they didn't give her a top bun and didn't give us the right amount of French fries.
You counted them? Or they didn't give you the right size of French fries?
Right amount of French fries.
I am super confused by that statement.
I think I think on the French fry part, I have no clue. On that, I have no clue. Like, this person has got way too much time on their hands.
Like, maybe they're saying they have a half box full or something.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. And that's the only thing it can make sense of.
I counted them.
But to get the Big Mac with no middle bun, and then they don't give you the top bun. You could just flip it around and eat it that way. But still, that's jokes on you for getting the Big Mac. Did I tell you I got a Big Mac the other day by accident? It was like the sloppiest thing I'd ever fucking eaten.
Yeah, they are.
It was just, I don't know how people like the Big Mac. It was absolutely gross. I got it on my pants and everything. I was like,
Yeah.
I had to choke this goddamn thing down. It was so annoying too, because my son normally likes the quarter pounder. Did I ever say this story? No. My son likes the quarter pounder and cheese. Now he's getting bigger. He can't just eat a fucking McDouble.
Yeah.
So he likes quarter pounder cheese, but he doesn't like the pickle. He doesn't like onions. So I get it with no pickle, no onions. And then I ordered the quarter pounder BLT, which is pretty good. Loads of mayonnaise in there, tomato, lettuce, and bacon. Really good. And then instead of his burger, they gave him a Big Mac, and I had he didn't want to eat the Big Mac, obviously, because it looked like a pile of shit. So I gave him mine, but I had to basically took off everything, took off the lettuce, took off the tomato, took everything out, because he doesn't eat that shit. So I paid all that extra money for fucking nothing. I slap it into my Big Mac, even making it even more sloppy. It was a fucking nightmare. I don't know how people eat Big Macs, man. It seems disgusting. I don't have a problem with lettuce. I don't have a problem with Thousand Island dressing, but it just seems like they just slop it all in there.
Yeah.
The shredded lettuce gets all wilted from the heat of the burger, and then you know what I mean. Then you just have it with that gross ass Thousand Islands dressing mixed in there too. It just seems like a recipe for disaster. I don't know how this is a popular burger. That's what I'm confused by. Fill us in. I don't know. I don't have a clue. I know I have a buddy that loves the Big Macs. I don't know how.
I don't mind them.
Can't do it.
But they are sloppy as shit.
Can't do it. Well done, North Dakota. You really knocked it out of the park with how crazy you are over McDonald's. America, never change. We will be right back after these brief messages. Do you enjoy going to the store and buying a jerry can filled of ranch dressing? How about a pallet of diapers that your kid will grow out of in 2 months? And our favorite, a whole cow. Mooing and everything. Our #1 bestseller. Where is this store, you might ask? Oh, why, it's Costco. We have gigantic carts, super packed parking lots, and not that many people inside. Where are all these people? Costco! We got a ton of shit and we're incredibly popular. Come on down. Bring your membership and your credit card.
Ever get bored at work and don't know what to do? The Backbone controller. Snap it right on your iOS device and play games straight from the job warehouse can. Play for hours. Gears of War, Horizon, all those Xbox games you love while taking a dump. On company time. Enjoy. Backbone.
Never be bored and shit again.
Play Xbone on your Backbone on your iPhone.
And at work, if you want to get on your backbone to play your favorite video games in the bathroom, be sure to drink tons and tons of water. It'll help stimulate your pisses and your shits for a healthy for a healthy diet. Water and the Xbox backbone. Working together to get you playing more while you're in the can. At work or on the run. When you got the runs. Be sure to drink a hefty helping of water. Here at the Stephen and Kellyanne podcast, we love ourselves some water. But we've had far too much of it here recently in the lower mainland. Can you slow the fuck down with the water, please? We do love it, but this is just too much. Thank you very much. H2O, flowing and flowing and flowing. Breaking bridges. That's how fucking tough this shit is. Breaking bridges. Fucking flooding lands. Water. It's coming for you! Welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed our commercials and go grab yourself a cold, tall glass of water. You know I'm talking tap water. Let's talk some motherfucking video games. Got to a ton of gaming last few weeks here, Kelly. The games upon games upon games. I love my PC for that. I absolutely love it. It was, I don't know why I fought it for so hard for so long. I think it just was obviously the price tag and the upgrading always looming over top of your head. But man, oh man, just the library. I think that's what can't be beat about PC gaming, then and now. The library of games that you have is just through the roof. There's so many different tons of games. That's what I didn't realize when I bought the Hunt Showdown. I haven't played as much as I like to. It's because you really can't play it by yourself. The game you have to play with a buddy, or else you'll definitely lose all the time. I had to disable some blockers on my Steam account. Because it was like a horror, because it was underneath like gruesome horror or something like that, was the category was underneath. And then I didn't realize all these porn games. There's also, all my Steam is blocking porn games from coming up. I would never have a need for a porn game, ever. You know what I mean? It just, that just seems silly. And, but that is huge on Steam. The porn games are crazy. There's tons of them. Fucking thousands of them. It's absolutely insane. But just all the different games you can get, and it's interesting with the Steam library. You see a buddy playing a game, you check it out, and it's a pretty interesting game. One game that I had seen my brother playing was Satisfactory, a game in preview mode right now, and it is fucking oddly addictive, man. It is absolutely crazily addictive. I absolutely love it, and I'm 100% addicted to it. At first, I was like, okay, kind of, it's just in preview mode. There's no real, missions for the game. You're just, building things and unlocking things to build more things and unlock more things, But as I'm playing more and more and getting more into it, I realize it's tons. It's much, much more than that. Sure, it is like a whole setup. Getting your, it's just a basic thing. You mine materials to make things out of those materials, to make more things out of the materials, to unlock newer upgrades and better buildings that that allow you to make the newest thing you need to access the more upgrades. And then on top of all that, you need to power all these factories and all these machines with power, obviously, and you need, in order to have those power units running, you need to have fuel running to them. So it's this whole supply chain thing, and but on top of all that, Kelly, it's fully multiplayer too. 4-player multiplayer per map as well. I think you can even play with more, so you can have all your buddies building on a place. You can have all your buddies helping you out build shit, and it's all about productivity and it's about efficiency with your stuff, but the exploring. And I love, what's the one thing I always say I love, Kelly, is the fucking treasure hunting, and this game's got it. So the exploring, I think, is I thought it was only like a small percentage. I'm finding out now it's like 50% of the game now, exploring. So you really, So you're building your shit up, and you eventually need to to go out to get more resources. So now I've kind of just just evolved to steel and coal before I was in kind of like the Iron Age where I just was doing iron shit. Now I'm in like the steel and coal age with the, you know what I mean? So I kind of branched out to go find this coal node, and I found this coal node and got it pumping. And with coal, you can, you know, you build you mix it with the iron to build steel, but also you can get coal power at this point. So, but with coal power, you need to have a water source. So you're running a water pump into into this coal burner, and you have to run conveyor belts. That's what the game's all about too, conveyor belts. It's really, it's very interesting how you run conveyor belts like that. But when you go out and explore, you can search for different types of material. You go out and explore, and there's dudes you can fight too. There's like kind of like right now there's just like these spitty guys and like these rammy guys. Like they're just like a kind of like a small armadillo that comes after you. And at first I only had like this little taser. Really, that's the only weapon you got. Now I got like a rebar gun. It's kind of like a shooting a bow and arrow type thing, and it just shoots one single shot of rebar. And now I just got the upgraded sword. So you got a few. You fight off these dudes. There's other ones too, like these gigantic like flying manta rays flying around, and like these super tall whale guys. They kind of look like a whale, like with a small head but a gigantic body, super long arms. You can actually jump on them and bounce on them like a trampoline. You bounce higher and higher and higher every time you bounce on them, so it's kind of interesting. The graphics are fucking amazing. The landscapes are absolutely amazing in the game. But you got to find these crashed ships. So you just randomly find these crashed ships, and they have a hard drive in it. And so you take the hard drive back to your base, put the hard drive in your kind of like your science discovery lab type thing. It's called a MAM, and it takes about 10 minutes of actual time. And then it'll allow you to make a certain item with fewer resources or a different resource. So it's huge for production when you're doing something. Like say for instance you need like these special plates. So you need to have you need to make copper, not copper plate. You need to make like an iron plate, and then with screws. So you put them in two storage areas. Set up the fucking the conveyor belts into an item, into like a forge or a factory that can make something from having two different items coming into it. Some just need one item, and then you get your finished product on the other side, which you in turn need to use it for a mission, or you need to use it to make something else. That's basically it. You got a mining setup, and then goes to like a forge, or or like a smelter to turn it into a certain ingot, and then into another thing to turn it into a certain item. And that's basically it. And then you use those items, and then like I said, the fuel thing is very, very funny. You're always busy. That's what I find. But the exploring is just awesome and is hell. The exploring is super fun. There's also these slugs that you got to find. You find these slugs here, Kelly, called power slugs, and you turn them into a power cell. You in turn put that power cell into anything you want, and you upgrade it. Like it makes it so it's faster, it does more production, whether it be a factory or whether it be a mining thing or even in your one power plant. So you can upgrade shit like that. So it's very, very in depth for the game that's still in preview mode. I can't wait for it actually to come out. Like I said, the exploring is so much fun. Just the dudes you battle. I can't wait to get like a jetpack. I was playing on my brother's game. My brother has like the craziest setup I've ever seen. He's got like a YouTube setup, man. Like he's got like his factories are built like a tower almost, and he's got like these crazy ass factories that are stacked, and he's got like jetpacks and dune buggies. I just unlocked a tractor, which is not bad. At least it's faster than walking, and it has a workbench built into it. But the dune buggies we were just ripping around this place in dune buggies and hover jets, like hover packs and jump packs and shit like that. So the shit you can get in the game is just out of this world right now, and it's really, really a lot of fun. I didn't think it would be as fun as it is, but I'm finding myself playing 3 hours, and I'm like, oh shit, 3 hours just went by. I got a lot done, but at the end of the day, you can't really think of that when you're playing a video game, really, of wasting your time. You know what I mean? Because technically, all video game playing is a waste of time, really. If you're that type of person who's looking at it that way, right? You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's fun. I had fun. I felt like I was reading a book. I had fun doing it, and that's all that matters. Did a good amount of time to go over? It sure the hell did, but I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Played a lot of Halo Infinite.
Oh, I
can't wait. Yeah, it is super fun, man. I love it a lot. Really, really good. I was doing so terrible there the first little while. Now I'm starting to find my groove, figuring it out. Playing on it's so cool because you can play. I can play on the PC. And then on my account, then just have my son's account, and we can play together with PC and Xbox,
sick,
right in the same room, and we were
on
killing
the
it.
Account?
Same account. Well, because he has like a kid's account, right? So you add the spare name to your account, right?
Yeah.
But obviously the one they can't be both both underneath your account name, right?
Sick.
Yeah. So we were playing together, and man, we were mopping up. It was crazy because one game my son carried me. This kid's good. He's really good, and we won fucking 5 games in a row, man.
Yeah.
And I was contributing a lot, especially the first game we played was insane, man. It was this crazy battle type because it's just only the online is open right now. December 12th was when the game drops and the campaign is open. But the online right now, I guess to work out the bugs. I am noticing a few tiny little bugs, but it seems like they're being upgraded every fucking day. Every single day the game is being upgraded. And so Fiesta is you start off randomly with 2 weapons of any kind throughout Halo history. So you could have a fucking missile launcher to start off right away. You know what I mean? So it's pretty. The battles get really intense. But we were down it was 21 to 5. I think is what it was right after that. And fuck, we came marching back. My son had a 10-person kill streak going. We came marching back. And it was the last 2 kills I got to it was fucking 48-48. The match was tied, and I had a fucking rocket launcher. I just died, came back with a rocket launcher. Boom, rocket launcher to one dude. Boom, rocket launcher to the next dude. And we fucking steal it and win. That's what's crazy about Fiesta. You can really steal it. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? Your whole team can kind of be getting shitty guns. The other team could be getting decent guns, and next thing you know, you're losing, right? You know what I mean? It gets pretty fucking intense. Or you could be doing so good, but you run out of fucking ammo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You run out. You're just murdering everybody because you got 2 awesome guns. But hey, sure enough, you know what I mean. You just killed 5 dudes, but now you have no ammo left. So
can't wait to try it.
It's really fun, man. Oh, I would totally recommend. And one thing, I understand where they're coming from with this new age. They do kind of have a battle pass thing right now too. They have a premium battle pass and a battle pass. Premium battle pass just gives you a ton of levels, and then all the other stuff that the battle pass does. And I think it's 90 days. I want to say I can't remember the timeline on it. $10. So it's not bad. You know what I mean? For a battle pass of a game, which I got for free through the Game Pass as well. So it just really is, but it's just for cosmetic shit, of course, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? All you're unlocking stuff for your cool stuff for your skins, for your guns, for your cool helmets. So I thought extra $10 of a game that I just got for free, basically $16.99 for a month. I'll do it. You know what I mean? That's obviously the mentality they want me to think of, right? Like an idiot. But really good. I love the gameplay. I love the smoothness. I was terrible at first, and now I'm getting kills. I'm getting a positive kill death ratio. It may not be a super positive kill death ratio, but I'm getting a consistent positive kill death ratio. It was definitely getting used to the keyboard. I like playing with the keyboard mouse. I think it's just it was just a bit better for me, but I found I was doing awesome with the controller too. So that kind of theory's out the window. But I didn't have a good setup on my keyboard. For melee and for grenade, I just was having a hard time, looking for the G and the R button. So I did it as a quick button on my mouse because you got those 2 thumb buttons. Yeah. So I did melee as my top thumb button and then grenade as my back thumb button. So it's definitely helped out. And like I said, my son and I, we were cleaning house, man. We were doing awesome. Like I said, winning 5 games in a row. He was getting the most kills every time.
Does it feel like old school Halo?
It totally does, actually. Nice. It really, really does. You know what I mean? Where at first, I was finding a lot of people were bunny hopping, but it still doesn't. It doesn't. I think they've helped the tracking a little bit with that. Yeah. Bunny hopping isn't that great anymore. It will save your life, but the vehicles are cool. They do have some new vehicles too. The vehicles are just more fun. I think what they have done is kind of shored up the jankiness of the Warthog too. How it was always a bit too wild to drive. You could always whip the back end. The one thing I haven't played a lot. I did a ton of Fiesta playing, but I haven't played the big huge maps. I haven't done any of those yet. So I'm looking forward to playing those as well. Super awesome game. I love how it just feels like sharper. I don't know if maybe because I've been playing on the PC, but I did play a good amount on the Xbox too. But it feels sharper. It looks smoother. It just feels like they just really did a great job of the physics too. The jumping isn't crazy. I found the grenade throwing has been upgraded too. I just find all well rounded. This game is going to be the next big first person shooter, and And I feel sorry for people who play PlayStation. That's all I gotta say. Because you don't get it. Lastly, been playing, honestly, game I still have on my phone. I just upgraded. I just bought this season here's Game Pass on it. Is Magic the Gathering on the phone, Magic the Gathering Arena. Having a great time with it. I thought it'd be a little bit of a better season when I paid in for the season pass. Whatever, I bought it when I got 90 days started at the beginning, and I am enjoying it, having a lot of ups and downs. And but I got to my highest tier. I got to the Platinum Tier 1.
Nice.
So I've never been to that tier before. Had a great deck, but now everyone's just kind of spamming the same deck. So, as much of an awesome experience I was having last week, this week I'm not having a great experience with the game. I'm just getting owned by this fucking one deck that everybody is fucking using. And it's just very disappointing when a game does that of any style. When they have one thing that works amazingly well. You know what I mean? And everybody does it. So it's just, everybody's using the same deck. It is so unimaginative and very, very boring. But... and I'm finding it's kicking the shit out of me. That's the problem. It's unbeatable. I can see why everyone's doing it. As soon as you start getting rolling, it's unbeatable. And you don't need much for it, but hey, you know what I mean? I'm sure somebody will find a workaround, or they'll ban a card or something like that, and we'll get past this. Really enjoying that. What about you, Kelly, man? What'd you get of video games you've got up this week, man?
Not a whole hell of a lot. I restarted Call of Duty Mobile, because I guess now you can sign in just with your Apple ID.
Oh, okay.
So I've just made a new account. And
nice.
Started playing that again, just going through the training, and I forgot how easy it is, especially when you use an Xbox controller to kill people.
Great game.
But the reason I kind of got into it again, just because I ordered a controller for my phone.
Nice.
It's called the Backbone controller. Obviously, you guys can't see the pictures at home, but basically the controller comes with an app. And it'll show your achievements, your rooms, or basically, I'm not really sure what that is, but it'll come up with your friends list, everything, which is kind of cool.
Cool.
And then you also have buttons just to start streaming things to Twitch automatically. I guess your room is basically your chat room. It looks like.
Oh, okay, cool.
You could have just instantly stream whatever you want to Twitch. It'll come up with all your games on your home screen, and as soon as you plug it into, it'll sense that you have your controller in. So it'll have a little controller icon, and it'll transfer it to gaming mode, kind of like Steam's Big Picture mode. It's kind of similar to that. You can also plug it into your tablet, stuff like that, through iOS, lightning cord. So you can use it like that. And also it'll separate all your games into different sections. You'll have your arcade, your Xbox, your Stadia, offline games.
Wow.
And it'll show up all on the interface, and it'll separate them all, and you can just play them straight from your phone.
That's hilarious that they have the Stadia picture even is Cyberpunk. The only system that really played this game well.
Yeah, pretty
Stadia.
much. Pretty much. And you could stream it on your phone, perfectly with this controller. I mean, you could use an Xbox controller too, but
still.
The fact that it just comes with the app, and it'll show you, when you start recording things, a little thing will come up just saying you're recording. You can share clips with friends that way. You can just record, stop, send it via text, stuff like that.
Nice.
It shows, all your highlights. There's a whole community involved in the app as well. But yeah, it's you could subscribe to people on the actual thing, but it's a pretty cool controller. People say it feels a lot like the Switch controller, but a little bit better. They're saying it's a little bit more comfortable to hold for longer sessions. Apparently, the Switch can cramp your hand a little bit.
Oh, it's too small.
Yeah,
it's too small
because this one actually wraps around and everything. Apparently, it's really nice just for holding for long sessions.
Well, because the Switch is made for the kids, and it's more like an active thing, right? Where you can have the controller in your hand, using it as a Joy-Con, right?
Yeah, totally.
Where this one here is exactly just more to be held.
Yeah, and people are adding Controls Freak. The analog sticks, basically, it just makes them a little bit bigger.
Oh, okay.
So with shooters and stuff like that, it can be a little bit more accurate.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. I can't wait to get it. I'm getting it as a Christmas gift, so I won't be actually viewing it until
it looks super
Christmas.
cool.
But it looks super cool. I'm basically mostly going to be using it for like racing games. There's like a rally game that I want to play. I think it's like Dirt 5. Looks really sick. And obviously like Halo Infinite and stuff like that. But it's basically stream anywhere, you know. The problem I had with the Xbox controller, basically, is there's a little bit of input lag because it's Bluetooth, where this controller plugs right into your Lightning port.
Yeah.
They are making an Android version. If you want an Android controller right now, Razer makes the Razer Kishi. Is basically the same thing, plugs into the sides. Works pretty much the same, just doesn't have the app, basically. I think the app is pretty cool. But
big time.
You can totally just separate it on your Android screen. Kind of like the same way the app does on the iOS device.
No, I think it's going to change the video game market, man. It's kind of, you've kind of started seeing this thing now of this whole amalgamation of all platforms being the same, basically. You know what I mean? It's only going to make the community larger, and it's only going to, breaking down those walls, you know what I mean, is going to make it so that everyone's just getting off the same system, or you could have the same system running all different programs. It makes just much more sense, and that's what it looks like right there. And it's super click, tap. All right, I want to play Xbox. All right, here's your Xbox. All right, I want to play. I'm sure you can even get like a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Thing. I don't think PlayStation's that smart yet. But
you can get streaming PlayStation.
Yeah, there you go.
PlayStation Plus. They actually sell sometimes for like $50 a year, so you can get that streaming as well. There's more support coming for that in the future. A lot of these companies don't want to be Blockbuster. They want to be Netflix. They want to be on streaming, and everybody has a phone with them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it just makes sense to make that your gaming controller or your gaming console, especially when you can just take the Wii the Switch as an example. And just like hook up the fucking controllers to the side.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people have really expensive phones. Some of them have OLED screens. They work really well. There's no reason not to do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, Steam's going to be around forever just because everybody has a library on there. They may not have a streaming service, but they do have a linking service. So you can still play while you're at home. You can link to your phone, play on the controller in bed if you want to, play games like that on your phone. It still works like that. Plus, they have a lot of offline games, and not everybody has high-speed internet. But for the majority of the population, just streaming services make sense. And I'm sure Steam will catch up.
Oh, of course. So does that thing come with the screen?
No.
Is that just the picture is just of the phone?
Yeah, it's just
crazy.
This is your phone, and then it just plugs into the side.
I didn't know. I thought it makes total sense now. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, okay, so I thought it was it came with the screen and it could also work with your phone type shit. Oh, nutty.
No, it just plugs inside. It's about.
How does it connect to the top? Is it kind of like a back plate? You kind of slide it in?
Yeah, there's a back plate. So I can pop up more pictures here. It's actually super popular. I didn't even hear about it until recently, but there's a whole Reddit subforum. There's cases for them already.
Wow. I can believe it, man. Look how handy that is.
But yeah, it basically turns your phone into a high performance gaming device that's a little bit more comfortable than the I see. So the port will be on the side, and this is what makes it so it's this is actually sold right out of Microsoft because they're pushing the xCloud gaming. And they're actually giving you 3 months of it while you
I got you.
So it plugs in right from the side. It's going to be the same with the Android. It's going to have a USB-C right from the side, and it just pops open and slides.
Yeah,
right, and clips into place.
Nice. That makes total sense. Yeah, that's what I was picturing.
It's nice trigger buttons for shooters.
Fuck, I kind of want one now too.
Yeah, no, it's you know what? I was thinking it's like everybody was getting the Steam Deck, right? The Steam Deck, and I was like, it's nice, but if you have this and a computer, you have a Steam Deck. You can stream. Yeah. I was streaming onto my phone with the phone controls because you can do it with the phone controls too.
Wow!
I was streaming Just Cause 4 while in bed onto my phone. You have a Steam Deck with your phone, and it's way cheaper. So if you wanted to do that on your Android right now, the Razer Kishi, I believe it should still be on sale. If not, it's usually around $100. But yeah, it just snaps right on and makes it so like. And the thing is too, like with the Xbox controller, you have to put the phone down and kind of like have like sit in front of it, or use a clip, and it's kind of top heavy and all this stuff. Where this, you can put it wherever you want, wherever you're comfortable.
No, if they can get rid of that lag, that's what I was saying. That's we were mopping up in that Call of Duty, but when I switched over to controller. I was still doing really good, but I was lucky I didn't die because of the lag.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like it plugs right into your phone. So this one is the iPhone Razor Kishi. Let's just see if it's still on sale on Amazon, because it was on a pretty good sale for a while. It looks like it is $74 right now.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's $25 on sale. This is Razor Kishi. It actually has like a little bit more of an Xbox design.
Totally does,
with the controller.
And but it's the exact same thing. Does that one only work for iPhone?
This one only works. This one's for. Oh, sorry, there is an Android.
It
looks like it's out right now. This one was actually $64, so it makes sense why it was sold out. I would wait for it to come back, because this is on Amazon. Off topic, everybody. But usually when it says on Amazon, 3 options or whatever. That's because they're resellers or whatever, and they sell it for more money. So when you wait for it to be back in stock, these things go on sale all the time. I'm sure it will go before Christmas again. I think it was like $65.
Why not? That's the same price as a controller.
Yeah, and then it's cloud ready. And
what's the battery life like on them?
Here's the thing: it plugs right into your phone, so it uses your phone battery.
Wow!
So you have to carry no batteries. You don't have to charge it, and because it plugs right into your phone. That's what makes it cloud ready. They will not let you play Bluetooth devices cloud ready because there would be too much latency.
Ah, I see.
And this one, same thing. It'll plug right into your Android via USB-C. This one is a little bit different though, because it's clapped side down. It has a little band in the back that actually stretches out a little bit and then clips in and secures it that way. So it's a little bit more.
This is crazy. There's different brands of this fucking controller you can buy. That's insane.
Yeah. So the only 2 right now is the Backbone and the Razor Kishi that you can do with cloud gaming. Everything else, I mean, there is a GameSir version 2, which is absolute crap. But these 2 are the highest rated, and in my opinion, the best. If you're gonna go with a controller, otherwise you're gonna go with a cheap, clanky plastic thing that the triggers won't work too well and stuff like that. But the Razor Kishi and the Backbone, 2 of the best, in my opinion. Because on the Backbone website right now, it's actually saying that the Android version is coming. I'd wait for that just because of the app. I think it's a better version, just because actually the people involved with it too, like Aston Kutcher was involved, like all these people, and it actually was released like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it's just been getting more and more popular ever since. But yeah, like I would definitely wait for that if you wanted to, but if you just wanted to spend $64, like get a cheap one. That's more portable. Razor Kishi is pretty good too.
Nice. Wow. Inside scoop on technology as well here. The new podcast with Kelly. Well done, man.
But yeah, the thing is, like, there's a whole chip situation going on. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a cell phone. Not everybody can get an Xbox. Why not just fucking stream it to them for a cost?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Makes sense.
People are going to play it one way or another.
I might switch to Stadia once my free subscription runs out, because it comes with a 3 months xCloud subscription, or Game Pass Ultimate rather. Is the same thing basically. But I might switch to Stadia just to try that.
Exactly. You can get. I'm sure you can get a month free or something like that. Just that the library isn't there. It's just that's. I haven't been on it in a while, but the library just is still not there as far as I'm concerned with. But if you're new to it, it'll be fun.
Yeah. There's a game on iOS, Rush Rally 3. It's a pretty good rally game if you don't want to play Xbox games.
Nice.
And then it has all the GTAs except for 5, obviously. But it's only a matter of time till that gets ported somehow.
That's what's crazy about the Game Pass Ultimate on the PC. They're releasing new free games every fucking day. It's insane. They're just flooding it right now with tons and tons of games. It's amazing, of course. Yeah,
it's basically the beginning. It's they're competing right now with Stadia They're competing with PS Plus, whatever they call it. I forget exactly what it's called. And I think Amazon is trying to get in on the market too.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of competition, and if you want to stay in the market, like we found out with the Windows phones, you have to have that fucking market for people to buy shit and want to stay in the ecosystem.
Oh, of course.
So yeah, they're flooding it right now. They're pumping tons of money in it. I think even Epic Games, who is it that does the Fortnite?
Yeah, Epic Games. Yeah, they got their own thing
like
too. Yeah,
$1 billion into this shit, and apparently they're not supposed to make money for another 20 years off of it.
Oh my god!
And they're trying to get in the game too. Like everybody's trying to get in the game right now. So I don't know, because like I can't afford, like 5 subscriptions. It's not gonna happen. So whoever has the best games, and right now, in my opinion, is going to be Microsoft and PlayStation, because you got those exclusives, or Stadia.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go with Amazon. I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to go with Epic Games. I'm not going to try that because I can't afford a whole bunch of fucking subscriptions. So those are the ones I'm going to try, and I'm going to go with the best one, and that's why they're trying to be the best.
Exactly.
But there's always going to be those fanboys, you know what I mean? Like, not really a fanboy, but I like PlayStation games, so I'm going to go with the PlayStation 1. It's like that with everything, and that's good because you need competition. But there's not going to be, a few dozen game streaming services at the end of the day.
No, exactly. It'll kill them because they would have to like team up with another one or something like that. Kind of like what EA has kind of done with Xbox, right? Yeah. EA is like, well, no one's going to buy our platform on its own. Mm-hmm. We know which people had done for a while, but and it's dirt cheap. That's the thing I like about the EA access. It's only $30 for the year.
Yeah.
And
it comes with Game Pass, doesn't it?
It's with Game Pass now for free. Exactly.
So it's like all connected. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it has to be like that. It's kind of like Amazon Prime Video is smart, because if you have Amazon Prime, you get the video service, right? So it's a win-win situation for them anyways if they're including that shit in the bundle.
Oh, big time.
Where like Disney Plus, I heard they're pretty hurting right now.
Well, they haven't really released that much new content. That's the problem. Yeah. They have a massive library, but as far they are not released. They don't have the Mandalorian anymore. They don't have the the big Marvel series. They got the Hawkeye one. I don't think anyone was jumping off their seat to watch a series about Hawkeye.
No, I wasn't.
Like the worst Avenger.
Yeah, exactly. The one that was no superpower and a bow and arrow.
Exactly. So I don't think no one's clamoring for Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And they've had a few okay cartoon, cartoon releases, but they're definitely not.
And that's their niche market, like kids.
Yeah, exactly.
People with kids, you know what I mean? And that's why they're sticking around, but they're not like doing great. Basically.
I think COVID's hit them a little bit. Yeah. I think COVID slowed them down. So I think once we find a way to work around this when it comes to the movie industry, I think they'll be right back up there. But yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, there's only room for so many.
Of course.
So many streaming services.
Of course.
I wonder if anybody will start like a gaming / streaming service aside from Amazon. Obviously, they're trying to get in the market. Yeah. But like I said, I probably won't do that just because they don't have like what are their exclusives gonna be?
New World.
Yeah, but that's on Steam too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can just play it straight off Steam, and you don't have to have a subscription service for it.
Of course.
So, I don't know. Like if like Netflix can team up with Stadia.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like, that would be pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Good idea. If anyone could do it, I think it would be Netflix. They got a lot of money.
Yeah. And Stadia, they don't have Google doesn't have a huge streaming library, so it makes sense.
Which on paper is not a terrible. I very much enjoyed it for like a year or 6 months or something. I can't remember how long I played, but the fact that Cyberpunk was so smooth on it, they have a lot of games, but so there's only certain genres they're really sticking to, right? They got a lot of sports games and they got some first person shooters, and that's basically about it.
Yeah.
Well then, lots to talk about video games and technology and shit this week. Can't wait to play some more Satisfactory when I get home. Maybe I'll get some Halo, but yeah, man, Halo is going to be the game. Moving right along, let's talk some concert shows. Had an awesome time Wednesday. See Gwar and Napalm Death. Seen Napalm Death tons of times. If you're a metalhead, you've seen them open up for every band you can think of, coast to coast, and you've definitely seen Napalm Death by accident. Good show they put on, but to see Gwar, man, what a fun show that was. I wish I would have seen them when the lead singer was still alive. The replacement dude was really good. Just was glad I wasn't in the splash zone. If you ever heard of a Gwar concert, they spray the crowd, Kelly, with like fake blood, and like the lead singer has kind of like this gigantic like 4-penis black hole vagina thing that would spray blue stuff out of it as well. So it was great. And like the first like 8 rows are getting like doused and all this shit. And that's the reason why you go to the show for that concert. Musically, they're really good too. It was really good musically, and they chop off different people's heads and everything. Like Joe Biden, they chopped his head off. I guess that's what they do. They every president, they chop his head off, and then he's the stump is squirting blood, and it's like a person in a costume, right? Yeah. And then they chop his head off, and now the person's just spraying blood all over the crowd. So it's very, very, very interesting show. It was a ton of fun. The only shitty thing was originally at the Commodore, and it was got moved to the Vogue Theater, which is cool. It's like a haunted theater in downtown Vancouver. It's only seats though. I think that's the reason why so many people bought tickets, that the Commodore couldn't accommodate that many people, without having seats. Because if you've been to the Commodore before, it's awesome. It's my favorite Vancouver venue, but it has just like a gigantic floor, very few seats. Where the Vogue is mostly seats, and they didn't take out the front row seats, so it was all seats. I don't think it stopped anybody from having a fun time. The one annoying thing was no cash. I took out a bunch of cash, as you would do for a concert. They're not accepting cash. Only the new world order is only accepting debit. Whatever. But it was minorly inconveniencing. But yeah, man, I actually had a fucking absolute blast, and we drank our fill.
Money's dirty. Here's some blood.
Here's some blood spraying out of a head.
Keep your dirty money.
Exactly. And definitely was interesting seeing all these people just covered in goop coming out afterwards. Because like I said, I was glad I wasn't in the splash zone. I was on the outside. But really, really enjoyed the interesting thing that is a new normal as well, was there was a gender-neutral bathroom.
Nice.
There, and it was very interesting, man. You know what I mean? I wasn't taking it to be weird. I was taking it because I used it because it was right beside where my seats were. It was, you know what I mean? My seats were right at the exit, right there, and then there was the bathroom right there. And it was, but what the funniest thing I think is the women were enjoying it more than the guys. If I can be honest, if I can be an outside looking in, I think the women were enjoying the intermingling and talking to people. I guess that's what they do. Guys' bathroom is fucking everyone looking down. No one's talking to anybody. But I guess girls' bathroom, obviously the culture is a lot different, where every woman's talking to each other and striking up conversations.
Could you imagine if you just went in there and cracked one? Like it was talking. It's like,
oh yeah, no, I totally went in there. I totally went in there and ripped out a huge fart, man. That's what you do in the bathroom. Washroom, restroom, bathroom.
That's amazing. That's so
of course.
Funny.
Hey, you want this intergender experience? Here you go.
That's so funny.
There's a huge, I tried to do that, huge piss fart. Yeah, there was no urinals. It was all just stalls.
Yeah.
And it was definitely different. It was a cool experience. Like I said, we drank our asses off, and especially for a Wednesday night. Obviously, I took the next day off because I knew I was going to get pretty hammered and drank before. And it was a good feeling. It was good to get out again. Really good mentally. I think that's the best part about it was how mentally relieving it was to go to a concert. And it was just this nostalgia feels of it. Kelly, I've been to hundreds of concerts downtown in Vancouver. And I always love them, and I used to, when I was really young, I fucking adored them. I even would go around saying that they were better than sex was going to a concert. I really enjoyed it a lot, and it really had a lot of those feels. You're seeing the familiar faces that you saw at those older concerts. Some people aren't as healthy as they used to be, and you can that's always the thing too of how old people look when you go to a concert, especially of a metal variety concert. But just getting back to doing something normal, I think was what it was the best. You know, I mean, beforehand drinking in an alley, while the lineup was thinning out, because the lineup was a huge ass lineup because it was all seats, and just getting in was a bit of a logistic, especially with scanning your passport and crap like that. And I thought it went smoother than it could have. And but like I said, just drinking, in a simple thing of drinking in a piss-ridden shit fucking alley in the rain, downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, having laughs with your buddies, smoking. It was like almost like an art setup in that alley too. So it was really cool like that. And, to get into the show, to buy overpriced beer and stand in a lineup just to be able to take a piss of that overpriced beer. And while watching an amazing show that you could have seen 10 times over, during the week as well. And just to go through all that stuff, just to see the faces and the sea of people was a really good mentally to go out and see the show. And may not be for everybody, but if you're kind of one of those in between people, or even if you're a person who maybe this isn't up your alley, I would just go and check it out just for once, just to enjoy it and do something different. No matter what kind of music you're into, go to a metal show. It's definitely always a treat, and you always have some laughs. And who knows, maybe you'll meet somebody that you really get along with, and just because they're listen to different music and walk with a different crowd and went a different path, that it doesn't mean that you couldn't get along with somebody. And that's usually what the shows are about. About camaraderie with your fellow man, getting drunk, pissing in the same bathroom as a woman. And I can't say enough good stuff. Like I said, afterwards we bought beer and drank more beer in that same alley, and man, oh man, we got lit. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Super fun. Let's talk some MMA. Gonna get started with Bellator. We're talking Bellator 272. Pettis versus Horaguchi. What a fight. Great card, too. I thought the card leading up to it wasn't super star-studded, but they had a lot of Canadians. When both the fights before the main event had Canadian content, with Josh Hill getting a huge win over Jared Scogins, the brother of Justin Scogins, getting a crazy TKO punch there. Jared Scogins coming with that weird kind of pausing flying knee, went for the flying knee and realized that's not going to be a good idea. And then he gets, with that 1 second lapse of judgment, he gets tagged and dropped. Huge win for the Canadian Josh Hill. I think he was on the Ultimate Fighter as well. Let's take a look here. Let's go down the rabbit hole here, Kelly. 6 degrees of separation. Josh the Gentleman Hill, 21-4. Has he fought? He fought for the TKO organization out in Quebec. He did fight in WSOF. It does not look like it. Yeah, it has not fought in the UFC. I could have swore he was on the show or something. Maybe he got kicked off right away. Losing to Marlon Moraes both times in his WSOF runs here. Fighting for the Quebec organization of TKO here. And then finding some good success in Bellator. He's 3-1 in Bellator. Only losing to Rufion Stotts. And that was by decision. Moving right along. We get Canadian and from Surrey, BC, Canada, Jeremy Kennedy, with the biggest win of his career over Emmanuel Sanchez. What the hell happened to Emmanuel Sanchez? 3 losses in a row for the dude now here, Kelly. He's not looking good, coming off the 3-fight, winning streak to get the championship shot, to lose, and he did the same thing, goes 4 wins. Gets the title shot, loses. Gets 3 wins, gets the title shot, loses. And now he's got 2 losses to relative nobodies, and Mads Burrell and Jeremy Kennedy. Now, Jeremy Kennedy, if you follow his career, he's, fought a lot in the PFL recently, getting his walking papers and having to come over to Bellator. Just never really found his footing over in the PFL. Getting some wins and then stumbling and losing. It's a rough thing about PFL. All it takes is one loss, and you're basically out. But finding a way, and all the way from Surrey,
Caleb Stearns.
And that brings us to the main event of the evening. Sergio Pettis defeating Koji Horaguchi. What a fight. Comeback of the year. Horaguchi just taking him for the first, basically, 4 rounds there, Kelly. 3 rounds in the basket for Koji Horaguchi with his wrestling and his quick in and out jab style, really landing some good shots against the counterpuncher Sergio Pettis. And then in the 3rd round, his coach telling Pettis, you gotta pump that jab. He wasn't doing anything for the offensive. It looks like Sergio Pettis looked the most shredded, the best I think he's ever looked in his career.
Yeah.
He looked great for 135. He looked big for 135. And when he started pumping that jab, man, he started getting some response from Horaguchi. I think Horaguchi maybe got just a little bit tired there in the 3rd round, in the 4th round. I think he got just a tiny bit tired, and with that crazy spinning back fist. If you have not seen it, look it up. The Sergio Pettis spinning back fist. They have to put it in slow motion. And in slow motion, it looks like it's fast. That's how crazy this was to go for the almost the setting up that spinning back fist with that kick to get Koji Horaguchi to duck from the kick, leave his hands down, and then it wasn't even half a second. I don't even know if it was an 1/8 of a second. After throwing a kick, he throws the fastest spinning back fist I've ever seen in my fucking life, knocking Koji Horaguchi into the next day. I don't know. They didn't show him how he got out of there. I think he got stretchered out of the fucking ring. Yeah. He was out. He was absolutely out. That spinning back fist had everything put into it. Sergio Pettis is a tough-ass dude at 135. Like I said, I thought he looked really good. It was all just a mental thing. That was the craziest thing about it. It was totally a mental thing for him. And here he gets it done. He battles his own mental demons and gets the win, man. That 4th round, he started looking good. He was starting getting some shit together, turning into a dogfight, and you think he tired out Koji Horaguchi in the 4th, getting one hell of a knockout. And what was cool about this one is they had announced, Kelly, for this fight and this card would be the kind of like the first fight of a new 135 bantamweight World Grand Prix will be going down. Nice. And this will be the first one here with the championship bout, which makes sense. Sergio Pettis advancing in the tournament now of eight other Bellator fighters at 135, and they got a great mix of 135ers in Bellator. Their 135 division, much like the UFC's, is very strong. You got Juan Archuleta entering this tournament, former champion, only just to lose to. One thing is Sergio Pettis, he's got to come up with a better nickname. SP. Did you get that the whole time, Kelly? SP is your nickname?
Nice.
Terrible. Your nickname can't be your name. It can't be your initials.
That's like the noise that you make when you want to call a cat.
I think here's my thing for you, Sergio Pettis. You know what I mean? I'm not 100. I'm sure he's Latin of some kind. He's got to be Spanish. Sergio Spanish Pettis. There you go. Signed, sealed, delivered. It's all yours. You can have it. You don't even owe me anything. And hold on, Juan Archuleta. He's the Spaniard. Sorry, Mark, scratch that out. You can't be Spanish and the other dude's the Spaniard. Sorry, scratch that off. All right, back to the drawing board for me. My apologies. And we got Rufion Stotts in the, he's coming off a lot of wins at 135 as well. Patrick Patchy Mix coming off that one win, coming off a big win over the other gentleman in this tournament, James Gallagher. Two dudes who could face each other again. Magomedov, who's coming off a huge win, and Leandro Higo, former champion. Winner goes on to get the belt and a check for $1 million, Kelly.
Nice.
Yeah. So very interesting.
$1 million.
Let's break it down. UFC on ESPN 31. Font versus Aldo. Good card. Good fight. Thought there was a lot of dog fights in this one here. And what did I do here? I think there was definitely a lot of scraps that were, that were ones that they could have been boring but they weren't, and some that were kind of boring but they shouldn't have been. You know what I mean? I was terrible on my picks. That's all I gotta say. Absolutely terrible on my picks for this one. I was starting it off at the 125-pound division. Manel Kope getting a huge win over Zaglas Zumagulov. Huge win for him at 125. He's definitely going to be knocking on that door for the belt soon enough. Coming, off a bad start for his UFC career to now put two huge wins together. Dushko Tudorich getting a huge win over Maki Pitololo. Getting the finish there in the ground and pound. Nice win for him. On the main card, Alex Morono getting a big win over Mickey Gall. Kind of gassing out there in the third and almost losing it. Mickey Gall looking pretty good on his feet. Got tagged a few times, but I think Mickey Gall will be still around. I was talking about it last night with Kyle here. And just, Mickey Gall always be known as the dude who beat up CM Punk, but that's not exactly a bad thing. You know what I mean? He'll still be getting fights for that. Chris Curtis, Kelly. This is one of the craziest stories of the UFC right now. Second last minute fight, and he's both of them are by finishes. Never been in the UFC before. Comes from PFL where he lost all of his PFL fights basically. Yeah, he only had one win in the PFL. He was 1-3 in the PFL. Comes over to the UFC, finally gets his opportunity, and both last second fights, both quick KOs. First one was a KO. Second one was TKO. Brandon Allen in the second round. This dude cannot be slept on. Huge underdog. It was definitely the night of the underdogs. And he gets another huge TKO win with that crazy-ass punch, man. That punch messed him up. And Brendan Allen, who is supposed to be this star, came off that, that bad loss to Sean Strickland, getting two huge wins together, and then to get this huge loss. This dude, Chris Curtis, watch out for this guy. I can guarantee a lot of people don't want to fight him. And Clay Guida, Kelly, turning the clock back, gassing out Leandro Santos. Leandro Santos throwing 43 punches to none in that first round, gassing out. The ref didn't stop it. He was being active enough. He did get dropped twice. Yeah. What is your opinion, though, man? Do you think it should have been stopped?
I think Clay Guida did a good job of making him gas out on his face.
He totally did.
Punching it over and over. And then as soon as he was done punching his face and he couldn't punch his face anymore, Guida took over. I think it could have been stopped.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been upset with it.
Yeah, me either. I think both ways. I think I'm happy both ways on this one.
Yeah.
It could have definitely been stopped. I wouldn't have been upset about it because he was dropped there pretty good that one time.
Yeah.
And if I just think he just didn't. I think Santos just didn't land enough. I think when he was in that bad position,
he
didn't follow up with another deadly shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Guido was still moving around.
Yeah.
I think that was the craziest thing. Guido was still moving around. What a crazy though, man. What a comeback. What a win. We come from the other fight that was comeback of the year. This one here was a gigantic comeback.
I was cheering Guida.
Yeah.
Guida.
And this time he won.
Jamal
Hill with a statement KO over Jimmy Crute. Golly, his eye. Holy shit. What a punch that was. Just absolutely dropped him. Huge KO win. And Jamal Hill, I thought he was kind of done. And he proved me and everyone else wrong. Kind of a weird interview because he was like, I'm, mad at, that one was a statement fight for all the, the post-fight people and everyone talking about me. And Daniel Carmen, are you talking about me? And it's like, Daniel, come on, man. Just get on with the interview here, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You're not a fighter anymore, man. It was a bit awkward, to say the least.
DC likes getting people's faces instead of being professional.
Yeah, exactly. Do it after the fact.
Yeah.
Rafael Fiziev with a huge win over Brad Riddle. Gigantic one. The fight, was really going, former training partners, two super tough dudes. The fight was kind of going a little bit slower than I think most people would have liked it. With Brad Riddle, landing some decent shots of his own and kind of confusing Fiziev. But that spinning back kick, woo-wee, right on the face. And even for Brad Riddle, be like, no, I'm out, I'm going to get hurt. Stop the fight. Good call for him to be able to do that and say, just basically say, stop. I'm out. There's no, no knocking a dude who knows when he's out. And one more punch isn't going to do you any favors, no matter what. Good for him. But a big win, Rafael Fiziev. Here's another dude. Got to be knocking on the top door for 155. He lost his first UFC fight in Russia, and now he's 5 wins in the UFC in a row, 155. Fighting some pretty tough dudes. Bobby Green's very tough. Renato Carneiro, Mark Daknesi, and Alex White too. Some very, very tough dudes. Now Brad Riddle, who was also a big blue chip dude. That brings us to the main event of the evening. Jose Aldo versus Rob Font. What a win. Man, oh man, I did not see this coming. Rob Font walking through all of his other opponents, and another underdog wins, man. It was just crazy. So many underdogs winning. Just absolutely insane. And boom. Huge win, man. That was just an absolute bell-to-bell beatdown, really. Knocking Rob Font, almost, getting Rob Font getting saved by the bell twice, basically. Just getting the shit kicked absolutely out of him.
I was cheering for Aldo.
Yeah, me too.
Scarface.
I bet on Rob Font, but obviously I like Aldo, and I like the classic dudes still getting it done. 3 wins in a row now. Dude went from lost 3 in a row, but fighting only the best of the best. Fighting Alexander Volkanovski for the belt, at 145 and losing. Losing a very close one to Marlon Moraes, who was a top 135er. As basically his first fight at 135, they give you Marlon Moraes. Losing to Peter Yan, Peter Yan's the champ. And then, getting the big win over Marlon Vera. Very gritty win. Getting a huge win over Pedro Munoz. Another dude who was supposed to beat him. But now another super tough win over Rob Font. Jose Aldo is still tough as fucking nails. Huge win for his career. Huge win for the UFC. Great fight to kind of start this, the end of the year season type thing. And we only have 2 more fights for the year, with a big one coming up next week, Kelly. It's going to be an absolute gigantic card, UFC 269, and then kind of a lower one with UFC Fight Night 199 at the end of the year. But obviously the card next week will be gigantic, and it got started off with a very huge win for Jose Aldo.
That'd be amazing if they got GSP back for Fight Night 200.
That would be cool.
And Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. And Anderson Silva.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
GSP versus Anderson Silva. You remember that was the talk a long time ago.
Yeah,
that was the rumored fight a long time ago.
Yeah, but then Anderson Silva put on that shitty show against that Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy,
Damian Maia.
Yeah,
no one wanted it.
Yeah.
Great show this week, Kelly. Episode number 133 in the books. Just want to give a special shout out to everyone out there listening to the show week after week. I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, Water, paying us really well in life. Spotify peeps, everywhere you're getting our show. Love it that you're listening every week after week, getting it done, getting yourself some while you're listening to the show. The Stephen and Kelly and New podcast coming to you live. And without further ado, for my man Kelly, you've been listening to the New podcast.